Zato, seconds before half-time. Can the USA hang on? At this point, it's manageable, the deficit. Zato goes again. In fly the tackles. This is really important, this phase of play. Everybody in the ground knows it. O'Kara. Italy have gone narrow initially, but they do have backs waiting down. They're streaming onto the right. Zato's seen that. Have they created the extra man? Bergamasco. That's Mirko, the winger. In goes Zato again. There might be the extra man wide. Is it the right pass? Benvenuti picks up. McLean is there as well. And somehow America scramble across. Zato again. Castrogiovanni goes again. He's got his try now. How important is that for this game? For this group too, Italy a try away from the bonus, and they have control of the match, and they have emphasised that point on the stroke of half-time.
He was not to be denied. It wasn't great play from the Italian backs, but what they did do was keep control of the ball. The ball past Benvenuti, the key is to keep that alive. And Castrogiovanni, he is waiting like an overweight vulture. One drive, second drive, and the USA, whose defence was nigh heroic, could do nothing to stop him this time. It's just the sheer weight of pressure there. Bang, he's on the line, and George Clancy, he ain't going to the TMO for that one.
And he had plenty to say. Have a look at this. He gives them a spray too, does Giovanni.
Oh, he talks.
Giovanni.
He likes a word, Richard, he likes a word.
That's no vulture, that's a kakapo. Feathers going everywhere. Heaviest bird in the world. My new mate. Bergamasco with the kick. Nope, doesn't get it, and the wind did play a part there, but Italy did get the try. And America follow them down the tunnel, knowing there's an awful lot of work to do in this second half. At half-time, Italy lead by 20 points to 10. They've scored 3 tries, which is very important too. Performance against Russia with a touch of ruthlessness as well.
Yeah, going forward they did. Their defence was a little bit poor, and I think from a USA perspective, well, they've got to remember that when you stretch Italy, their defence isn't as good as their scrum, and that is perhaps the one message for the USA. Pace, keep the game moving, and we might just get back into this. The slower the game, the more Italy are likely to win it.
It's half-time at Trafalgar Park here in Nelson, the top of New Zealand's South Island, and that is the half-time situation. 3 tries for Italy. Parise, O'Kara, Castrogiovanni, that one right on the stroke of half-time. Wiles came back for the States after Parise's opening early score. 20-10 is the half-time score then. And in the Italian dressing room,
where Italy's the big bonuses there. They've got territorial control, they've got control of the possession. The turnovers conceded aren't as bad as Italy, but they are missing tackles, and Nick Mallett, who I know very well, is saying, hey, cut that out and it's ours.
He's fired up, isn't he? What about Eddie O'Sullivan? There he is on the left of the shot.
Well, what do you do when you've only got 35% possession and 40% of 35 territory and 40% possession? They have got to gamble. Where do they find the genius? They've got to get Ngwenya into the game. Wiles has got to get his form, and very quickly.
Highlights then of the first half, and that opening score for Italy. Very well worked indeed. Fensale, lovely offload to find Sergio Parise, but America did come back with the Wiles try. Before they'd done that, Benvenuti nearly showing dexterity with a touchline and with hand-eye coordination too. He's a very talented player. Here's the comeback then from the States, and it was very forceful, wasn't it?
Great line-out ball from the back. Poor defence from Italy. Emmerich is strong. One hand. Lovely offload to Wiles. He's not had the best of days, but that was a good moment here in Nelson. A bad moment, though, for the USA is this scrum. It's been a series of bad moments. It's been horrible.
Too many penalties. And Mirko Bergamasco, the man who took advantage of that one. The dominant Italian scrum. Punch of the air. But the States have had some punch of their own. Again, the scrum creaking backwards, but Johnson doing well at the base. And it's been very committed from those American backs. They've thrown themselves in. And Chris Wiles with the points. Off the boot there for the States. Then O'Keefe's try. And Castro Giovanni's right at the end. Denied before, not then. So half-time, Italy in front. Double the points total of the States. USA 10, Italy 20.
Tradition, honor, intimidation. The New Zealand All Blacks enter the Rugby World Cup as the favorite. And after a 24-year drought, the host country is ready for a win. Their journey is now. The Rugby World Cup on Universal Sports.
Field and off it as well. Yes, we're watching the Italians stay out on the field. They did go into the dressing room for a short time, but they've come back on to stay warm. And of course, Nick Mallett will still be keeping fingers crossed, not just about the scoring of the extra try, which seems very probable at the moment, but also the chance to bring off a few players to rest in time for what he wants to be the clash of the pool right at the end of it against Ireland. The States now come out, and they have to come out with a different plan.
Well, Italy not just a fourth try, but a few more points to make sure the game is won. They don't want to get 15 points clear, score 4 tries, take 3 men off, and find themselves under pressure. Because one thing we do know about the USA, they will not take a backward step. They're being hammered in the scrum, but they're not out of this game quite.
Take some shaking off, as Ireland found out.
Okay. Okay, Sean.
All set then for this second half. And it's Luciano France. And he starts this second period. Can Italy start the second half? How they finish the first, bashing away at the American door.
Leave it.
And eventually knocking it down. With no changes by either side at the interval. Parise with the catch and in space. And Gwen, you're nowhere near him in the end.
Rock.
Semenzato to Castro Giovanni. Another good carry from the Leicester Tigers prop.
Went back
All
down.
through the hands of Garcia. Chance for the States to scurry through. That's Stamford on the floor, trying to get it back. And he's done it well. Petri, meant for Patterson. Interesting, the bounce here. Well, it's a kind one for Mirko Bergamasco. Nice step to follow from the big winger. And a long punt downfield, taken by Wiles. Roland Sonigula to Ziongwenya. Can he find something special? The Biarritz man. And he finds another man who plays in France, Parise with Stade Francais. Let's go down to Richard Turner on the sideline. Richard.
Well, already change of tactics for the USA. Use of the wind. 3 times with ball in hand, they've decided to kick it, looking for field position, but they will need to be accurate because the Italian side won't mind the counter-attack.
Although with the inaccuracy of the Italian back, maybe the USA are thinking that's the gamble we need to take. Let's let them counter-attack from 50 metres out.
Stay respect to 15 now. Hold the 15.
Stanfield again, slipped through the fingers. Covered by Thiel, who came on for the injured Biller in the first half, who seemed to either break or pop a rib. Sonigula to Sonigula. Robert to Andrew. Then it is Emmerich, who's looked lively all night when he's got the chance. And he seems to start World Cup campaigns with a try. Can he finish one with one? It was McDonald, who had that great run in the first half. Smith, Petrie, Suniula the fly half again, Emmerich again. He just takes them on and loves it. Petrie. Here's Clever. He will leave nothing out there. Or on the barber's floor. Here's McDonald. There's a lot of hair going on in that American back row. Suniula.
Voluntary.
To Stanfill. Clever. Push back this time.
Yeah, there's been a few missed tackles from Italy. Clever beat Parise recently. Now the chip, and it's just not good enough.
From Petrie, Nguenya loves those. So to Emmerich, Emmerich inside. And had that been Nguenya, he would have gone. That's exactly the type of chip that Nguenya feeds off. It was Emmerich who took it, though. And the two of them together nearly manufactured something.
What's Mirko Bergamasco doing? That kick's not in the air long enough to his to control.
Big gap.
Emmerich has had a super start to this half there, hasn't he? Both he and Mike McDonald are just carrying hard all the time. It sort of sums up the USA. Not too flash, but very brave and very direct.
Hold on. We'll have that again. You went up. Yeah. You cannot early jump in the line-out. I'm telling both teams, cannot early jump in the line-out. No dummy jump. I'm managing it. Let's go.
Blaine Scully about to come on. American back, played fullback against Ireland. Hands in there. Kinsell tried to take it, but couldn't. There's Johnson. And de Giesen and Smith both try and get across at that line, and are often successful. Emmerich gets across the gain line. This is Patterson. Petrie to Wiles. Murchiola. Brave run from him. Petrie. Suniula. Here comes Clever again. Oh, nearly got away from Bergamasco. He needed that experience there, didn't he, Mauro Bergamasco? The 2 sevens grappling. Petrie. Setting it up in midfield. We've got Perugini on the wrong side, but I don't think he's trying to play it. Nguenya's come across looking for the ball. And America go to ground.
Well, it's interesting what they're trying to do. I noticed when Italy are having to defend in their own 22, and Nguenya has moved from right wing to full back, with Chris Wiles going onto the wing. So what they're hoping is if they can press Italy to force the kick, they're trying to get their speedster into the game. It's still not quite happening, but it's good to see them thinking about how to just change the way this game is being approached.
12-5.
You mentioned, yep, Blaine Scully, very early change for the USA. He'll replace Andrew Suniula. So that'll see a reshuffle in this USA backline.
Number 12,
Scully's on, and Suniula's heard his name and number now. As said before, he's suffering from this head cold.
Scully onto the left wing. Patterson to outside centre.
Maybe it's tactical, maybe he's just run out of steam a bit with the virus.
Big catch. Don't put it down, side.
So a promising start for the States to the second half, but no points to show for it. Semenzato. So this will test the alignment of the new back three, and it's Scully who comes off the wing to catch it like a fullback.
Using his feet is fine.
Nguenya and Emmerich. Good offload to Stanfill, well played by the Suniula who remains. Roland.
Not a rock.
Petrie, nice service again.
And away, tackler. Off his legs. No, not down.
Scully. Smith. Trying to stay in. Patterson helps. Zanni's on the wrong side, but the referee doesn't like what America are doing.
Too long.
They're having big problems at the breakdown. Right by you, Richard, there.
Yeah, it was support players arriving at the breakdown. Stewart just not really cleaning out efficiently, allowing Alessandro Zani to get his hands on the ball.
And it's a pity because they just try. You know, they're getting Wiles off the wing. They're getting their experienced playmaker, lots of ball into the hand. They're trying to get Nguyen into it. They're trying to think their way through it, but technically, there you go. Two men off their feet.